Indiscriminate love spoils youth. I have observed that today many young people, especially those who are of school age, are harmed by their own families. They are basically good children, but they have become useless. They don't use their minds. They are insensitive. It is their parents that spoil them. Many parents grew up with hardships, and they do not want their children to be deprived of anything. But they don't cultivate philodimo in their children so that they can find joy in deprivation. It's not that the parents don't mean well. After all, it may appear cruel to deprive a child, especially when he does not understand the reason for the deprivation. But parents must do what's right. They should help their children acquire a monastic form of conscience and rejoice when they do not have something they want. Instead, they are spoiling and stupefying their children with their indiscriminate goodness and generosity. These children expect to be served at all times. They will not even get a glass of water for themselves, supposedly because they are studying and cannot afford to waste any time. And they end up spoiled, both boys and girls. They expect to be served even when they are not doing their homework. And of course, it is the mothers who are responsible. You go ahead and study, my dear, they say. I will get you your socks and wash your feet. Here's your coffee. Here's your dessert. And since the children have never worked for anything in their lives, they cannot realize how tired the mother gets. Then they begin using disposable dishes, disposable clothes, eating pizzas, not even knowing how to wrap one in paper and put it in a box. Thus they become useless human beings for whom life is boring and tiresome. When their shoelace becomes untied, the only thing they can say is, "Mom, please tie my shoelace," and they just go on stepping on it. How can these children ever achieve anything in life? They are incapable of getting married or becoming monks. This is why I tell mothers, do not let your children study all day. They will become dizzy. Have them take breaks of a quarter or half an hour to do some work around the house. This way their mind will rest a little and they will think more clearly. The bad habits that we see among young people today are carried over to monasticism. For instance, in one monastery, there may be 7 secretaries on duty, all of them educated. This includes the most senior and experienced monk. In the old days, there was only one secretary with barely 2 years of high school education, and he was able to handle the full load of work himself. And now with 7 secretaries and help from the senior monk, they are all drowning in work and have no time left to carry out their spiritual duties.